just came home from juvie lockup. I told her he's going to the fucking penitentiary, and I also stopped fucking with her like that about this little nigga.
Cause as you said, not to cut you off, but see, like right there, what you were saying, that whole scene, something was going to transpire eventually.
Yeah. Oh, it did. I'm gonna tell you the icing on the cake. Maybe like a week or so after that, me and her in her room, my phone get to going off. Yeah. She's one of them phone pirate bitches and shit. My phone get to going off. Somebody done called me on Snapchat or some shit. And sometimes it be my fans. Like I ain't know, and I got hoes and shit like that. So she had reason. She had caught me before. Yeah. She had reason to be paranoid. It's like 2 a.m. This motherfucker done called my phone, but it was actually one of my fans out in the club, like drinking and let's call LA TV like that. I deal with shit like that. So I wake up, this bitch got my phone like, yo, somebody's calling your phone. I'm like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? Why would you wake me up and shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Give me my motherfucking phone. I'm up here trying to get some rest, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I had turned in, I came to her crib earlier at like 8, 9 o'clock and shit. Cut the ringer on my phone up, but the Snapchat app will still go off or whatever. And I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, his room is next door. He hear us.
Right.
He opened the door and asked her, you alright? I picked up my shit and got the fuck out that bitch crib right on the spot. Is she alright?
See, I think like
let me get the fuck out of here.
Like it depends, like the child's age, and then it depends on the mother's age, because a lot of the females is at the age where it ain't a mother-son relationship. It's a friendship.
Hey, it was a friendship. It was. That's exactly
the same music.
Yeah.
Bobbing, you know what I'm saying? And then you gotta watch it be certain bitches like set shit up like that on purpose. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Because she's still in the same mindset as her kid, you know what I'm saying? Listen to the smoking weed and shit with her kid. Like a lot of relationships is friendships, man. So you gotta be wary of that.
That's
shit,
exactly
man.
what it was.
You gotta be wary of that, man.
I reference the movie Baby Boy all the time, Jody, and I forget the other nigga name. That was a movie.
Okay.
If a nigga had put me in a headlock like he did Jody,
I would wait till he went to sleep.
His ass should have been dead that day. I would have shot him that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a movie. Like, that don't even happen in real world. Yeah. Niggas putting their hands on a kid that ain't a teenage boy that ain't their son. Oh, he gonna go around the corner, go get his homies and shit like that. We gonna deal with your ass, and
today
let the record reflect.
Right.
Just so everybody knows. Mm-hmm. In Black America, teenage boys, 14, 15, 16, kicks ass of adult men. Right. We was stomping grown men the fuck out at 15. Like, we had no problems rolling on a nigga. We done beat some niggas into... When I first went to jail, one of the issues that I had was I'm running into grown men that we done stomped out on the streets and shit. Like, and we in jail now, and he done got his weight back up, and he ice grilling me like, yeah, this one of them little niggas from 17th Street who jumped on me and shit. We jumping off cars on niggas' heads and shit like that.
These YGs, they different too, because like, I would look at it as the status that we used to be, and they don't give a fuck about this used to be age, man. They don't care about that shit because they want to take that name anyway. You could have been one of the baddest motherfuckers around here. That's
one of the first things that I did. I put myself in the mind of what I was like when I was 15, 16. And I'm from a generation where most older men in my generation was getting high. They smoking rocks. So we didn't really have no respect for these older niggas. Like, we was directing pop. When you come to 17th Street, a cop, we telling grown ass men, yo, get back in your car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, go over here, do this, do that.
Yeah, go to the store, get some blunts.
Yeah, so you know if there was no, you know what I mean, I'm not respecting no grown ass man, and I know that I wasn't the only bad mother. They just stop making bad young motherfuckers with pistols after me, and this generation even more buck wild. They running around with ski masks on in the summertime.
And shit.
Exactly. So I had to cuss a motherfucker out of my comments talking about I was tied to my traumas. That I ain't got no motherfucking traumas, nigga. This is what's happening today.
That was a motherfucker who ain't been through that shit or don't know nobody who been through that shit. So they just be taught like, just be talking.
Rest in peace to the gentleman, Santoro. Before we go on, I wanted to read some of the things that's going on in the news. I follow the news. I get up and watch world news every day, and I try to keep up with what's going on in the world. And one of the big stories that's going on right now is this Houston police officer. Her name is Ashley Gonzalez. Okay. She was, I believe they fired her now. They had excused her or asked her to resign, and then the city started to protest. And this police officer was caught on social media talking about niggas as chimps, and I hate niggers, and this and this and that. And that's one of the things that's going on around and going on in the world. That's a really, really big story. I'm glad they excused this devilish bitch from her post. The thing about things like that is that I've said this a lot of times. Black people don't even be tripping off y'all, man. Black people be having issues with each other. Yeah, right. You ain't gonna meet a black person that's running around talking about I hate Mexicans and I hate Chinese people. Yeah,
shout out to the Mexicans.
Yeah, all of these different nationalities be having this hidden hatred for our people and shit like that. And here you got this bitch as a public servant. When she takes this position, her position is to protect and serve.
Right.
These are the people that we, appoint, or the municipality swear in and appoint to protect the citizens. And you got these people who got this type of vitriol and hatred in their mind and spirit for black people, man. I'm just so glad that they got that bitch up out that position, man, before somebody got hurt.
And she detrimental.
Yeah, like if the way if you feel like that, bitch, like you'll put your knee on a nigga neck, just like the George Floyd situation and shit. So that's something that's going on. I believe they fired the bitch. Secondly, there's a story that's happening. It's viral as a motherfucker online. There's a gentleman down south. His name is, he's a Haitian American podcaster, Jonathan Dupiton. The host of the popular Rich and Unemployed podcast, was a recognizable voice in Atlanta's content creator scene. He got sentenced to 7 years in federal prison for masterminding $1 million fraud operation that stole approximately $3.8 million in pandemic unemployment benefits using hundreds of stolen identities. U.S. District Judge Calvert handed down a sentence on April 14th. Dupiton was served the 7-year term, followed by 3 years of supervised release. He must also pay full restitution to the government. The exact amount will be set at a future hearing. Officials noted that Dupiton carried out the entire operation while he was already serving the final portion of a previous federal prison sentence at a federal halfway house in Atlanta. That earlier 2017 conviction involved a similar identity theft fraud targeting the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, for which he and his then wife had been sentenced after running convenience stores in Cobb County. Dupiton had built a strong online following through his Rich and Unemployed podcast, where he often discussed hustle culture, wealth building, luxury living, and financial independence. His personal motto, "Fraud is dope," stood for "Violently rich after unstoppable determination." What you think about these people? They running down on a lot of people. Took some money during the pandemic. What you think about it?
Scary hours?
Yeah,
scary hours, man. Because that shit was a couple years ago. You got everybody partying,
Yeah, popping bottles.
Thinking they got over it, thinking it's over with, man. Yeah. That shit coming back. You know what I'm saying? I know a certain situation we talked about. I know a friend of mine. I just read in the on my phone or whatever that she just got picked up for taking bribes.
Yeah.
To cash to get the checks for the people who didn't know how to do it.
Oh, she was in an administrative position.
Yeah, she worked for the employment office.
Okay, so she was basically approving shit to get kickbacks.
Right. Yeah, she was taking bribes or whatever, and they say she look at 40 different counts, man.
God damn.
Yeah, so
I sucked it up, man. When that shit was going on, man, I was standing in front of my mom crib one day. Me and my brother, he's a car dealer and shit. Yeah. He showing me a couple of cars he just brought from the auction and shit. And while we sitting out there talking, it's all types of Benzes, Benz trucks, Audis, bum niggas hitting the corner. I'm like, God damn, like I was hearing about it. It was people around me that I didn't even know was taking all this money until they had put out a list of people who took money in this region. They put it in a newspaper or some shit like that, and it was people around me that was taking 60 and 70, and I was like, God damn.
Then one of them pretty Ricky niggas had some situation like that, right? Yeah. Man, listen, if it's about that money, nigga gonna find a loophole to get it. Yeah, we gonna find a loophole, but I think like some of us slide through the cracks, but you always gotta have that. You had that in the back of your mind, like just in case, have a backup plan. Get the fuck up out of here.
I was always the type of person that those type of opportunities. I never won a scratch off ticket. Anything I ever got, I had to get it from the muscle. And I know from my history, there's some type of energy around me that I would be the one to get caught. You know why? Because if I get a free 70,000, if I get a free 80,000, a free 100,000, you gonna motherfucker look around and shit, and I got 3 car washes, laundromat. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna put that shit on the trampoline and make it do what it do and shit. That shit only happen to niggas that fuck it up. I felt that had I got involved with that shit and people were stepping to me, telling me how much money that they can get me. I'm like, nah, I'm cool, man. I'll be the motherfucker to get caught. So I just stood down that whole time.
I think it might have been a little bit smoother. You know what I mean? Less people get caught up. We have a problem, man. We just got to show the fuck off. We got to get on Instagram and this, that, like that's why the social media, man, that shit's like a curse, man.
Almost everybody that was high profile that got caught, they immediately got on social media showing up. What is you doing with this Lamborghini, man?
Quick.
What is you doing with this Ferrari? What is you doing with all this goddamn Louis shit? They showing stacks and stacks of money. You was just broke. You ain't got no job, man. How do you explain this shit? So, a fool in his money was soon part.
It was nobody was investing shit, man. They popping change. First thing they said, it's gonna be a whole lot of Cadillacs riding around here.
Yeah,
a whole lot of caddies and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I just read too? I'm sure that this will tie into it. I didn't know that African Americans we buy the most Mercedes Benzes ever. I didn't know that, man. I didn't know that.
Let me tell you something. I was door dashing about 2 or 3 summers ago, so I done been all over this city. I'm talking about I've encountered and been delivered food to neighborhoods that I didn't know existed. I seen a glass house before. A man, it's behind Lecom. Behind Lecom and shit. A man, I pulled up to this house. And I'm literally watching him walk through his house to come open the door. It was a glass fucking house
with no shades and nothing.
Man, not a worry in the world. Ain't no crime popping. None of that shit, right? But I say this to say that one of the first things I noticed going through all of these rich, influential neighborhoods is that you don't see no Bentleys. No. You don't see no Benzes like that.
You know why?
You don't.
Because the white rich friends that we have. They gonna have the beat up shit on. They gonna have a little t-shirt, little holes in their jeans, and some Air Force Ones or some Skechers. Yeah. But they bank account like that.
Man, it in their driveway you would see Kias, Jeep Cherokees. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would see a home that had a nice car or some shit like that. But all of that Benz, Beamer, Volvo, Audi, Bentley shit.
Right.
You see all that shit in the ghetto. Right. You see all that shit in the hoods and shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Them people that really got money, they don't be even tripping off that shit.
And you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. See, that's why you can have 3 houses, right? I stay in this one. You stay next door. You got a white family. And the third, they got $1 million. People, niggas in the hood have been scoping. We already know they got $1 million in this house. But nigga robbed your crib before
they go in there. Oh, you know why? They know you do something to white folks. You going to jail. You going to jail. They come into court and putting the Pooh Shiesty situation. He would have never did that to a white music executive because he know they're coming to fucking court. They're gonna put your ass in jail.
He had no choice though at that moment. Y'all gotta go.
Yeah, it's gonna affect him for probably the next 20, 30 years and shit.
Yeah, crazy, man.
let's move along to the topic, man, at hand, man. I've been wanting to talk about this, and you're the perfect reciprocal. In hip-hop, I don't know where this narrative came from, but somewhere along the lines, I think maybe I was in jail. I don't know. And I stayed in tune. I stayed tied to the hip-hop community the best I could in prison. I listened on the radio. I had tapes. I had magazines, books. Where did Lil Wayne become in the conversation? Where did he appear in the conversation of the greatest rapper alive? Shit, did he say that himself? What or where did that come from? Because there's people that really believe that and will argue that on his behalf. Where did that come from?
When he came out, when he started that Carter series thing, when that came out,
yeah,
and you got to look at his last name, Jay-Z got so he came harder than he was when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? Okay. He had to, but and it's crazy you say that because I see that sometimes, greatest rapper alive. But then I go listen to some of his shit though. Yeah. Like you can't. The shit that hit you like at that moment, you will say some shit like that. You will say that, but then you got to go back though. Like you got Jay-Z, but it's just hard to say. But the nigga nice though, man. If you listen, if you dissect hip hop, the shit this dude say, like I'm gonna just give you the one best example. I think I move or I stay silent like Jesus lasagna. And
it's clever.
Come on, man.
That's clever.
That's clever. It took me a month to get to figure that shit out.
That's clever. That's clever. They had the Hot Boys reunion, I believe. It's probably been 2 years ago, and I looked at comments below videos and footages from the Hot Boys reunion, and people said this: well, we now know who was the superstar in the group.
Right.
And you know who it was? It was Juvenile. Yeah. They was all at the Hot Boys reunion together, and they all got to do their set. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And when Juvenile got out there,
yeah,
he tore the roof off the motherfucker.
You see it like that though?
Do I see?
You think Juvenile better than Lil Wayne?
Until then, I'm going to be thugging behind the project building, smoking that fire weed with the ghetto children. I lived that period of time. I don't... Right. Juvenile can claim to say, I had the streets on lock. Now, Wayne possibly might can say that too, but I lived that... Right. That when that 400 Degrees shit came out, I was on the streets for that. I was in the clubs for that. I watched... We would be in clubs... Mm-hmm. Big Daddy's was club at the time on State Street. We would be in Big Daddy's, and that fucking boy, look, nigga don't play no games no more. Nigga bust your head if you bang. You would see we was just in there partying together. Ain't nobody got a problem with nobody. When that shit, you would see the floor separate like this. And the whole German street would be on this side, and the whole terrace would be on this side. Like, I seen the influence that shit had on the streets and shit. I can't say the same about Wayne. I don't know if Wayne has a perfect album, but 400 Degrees is one of the top albums to ever come from the South. What you got to say about that?
I agree. I think it was more, to me, I think it was more the beats changed. It was more that the beat that.
So Manny Fresh is at his best with Juvenile.
Exactly. and then you have to think about Lil Wayne. It's two different Waynes. He was rapping from that aspect back then, but now, you can say he didn't transform from a down south rapper to a up north rapper because he don't even rap like that.
I need some reference tracks because again, people,
a millionaire.
I knew that you was gonna bring that up because most people often reference that song.
Yeah.
But even if I was to build my down south catalog of greats, he wouldn't even be in the top 3 or 4. I got Scarface over him.
Right.
I got Big Mike over him. I got 8 Ball and MJG over him.
Why you give Scarface over him?
I can't believe you asking this question.
No. I know the reason, but we gonna let them know the reason.
Let's just take his contributions to the Ghetto Boys.
Okay.
Flawless. There was a time when, before there was a Jay-Z, before there was a Nas, before there was a Tupac.
Right.
we had Eazy-E and Scarface from the Ghetto Boys.
Right.
I lived that shit, right?
There you go, there.
I lived that shit, right? And after he left, he never, let's say he didn't leave the Ghetto Boys, but he did briefly because they put Big Mike in there. Right. His solo shit, Mr. Scarface, The Diary, Don't Blame Me, Blame Your Man Gotti. So you can feel the hand of the dead body with Ice Cube and shit like that. Like, Scarface is way out there. When you pay attention to when Nas got on, when Hove got on, them niggas made it a point of getting them a Scarface song. Right. You know what I mean? Hove and Nas. That tells you who they was listening to in New York City growing up, who they prioritized as one of the greats. Face was always that guy. See them type. I don't consider them rappers, man. They are great narratives. That's the word. Storyteller.
Exactly.
Scarface, one of the best ever.
Lil Wayne, he ain't gonna give you no story. He just gonna give you some shit, some catchy, witty shit. But you can close your eyes, man, and just the hands of a dead body, like, whoa, you can't do that with
I was told this. Writing bars is one thing. Right. But the most highly skilled rappers are the storytellers. Right. Yeah. Tupac, a soldier.
Visualize.
Biggie Smalls, I got a story to tell.
Scarface.
Slick Rick.
Ice Cube.
Scarface. Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Once upon a time in the projects. Yo.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I believe and I believe this is backed by, actual facts that some of the most greatest rappers were the guys who could tell the stories. I'm not taking anything from Wayne, and I don't want to sound biased. He was never one of my favorites, but if you can, do he have a 400 degrees on his resume?
I can't really say, man.
Cash money, rich niggas, loud bikes, big rims, nigga. That's my life, man. Juvenile had that shit.
Yeah, see, cause Lil Wayne, we really went on him like, it was Juvenile, cause Juvenile came out first.
Yeah,
so he grasped our attention immediately, and it was a different type of grasp. It was you know what I'm saying, like boom, boom. Like you can't go to no club and dance with no Scarface. You can forget it.
Nah, you can't. Nah, Face didn't make
so you gotta put yourself into different atmospheres when you listen to him before you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like...
Since you say that, Juvenile was the total package because he had them joints.
He was then, but Lil Wayne outgrew him now. He outgrew him.
Explain! I need some subject matter because I want to go tune in too. I want to go Diddy Bop too.
See, like I fucks with Wayne, but like he ain't in my like, my hip hop what's the word? Monument, whatever.
Mount
Rushmore, yeah. Because it's so hard, man. Not nowadays. If you ask somebody who they top five, you would give your top five. Somebody else get their top five, and I get my top five. But each one of us gonna forget somebody that was a bad motherfucker. And you gonna be like, damn. So it's no such thing as no top five.
I've said that. Hip hop is too vast for us to condense.
Maybe a top 10,
5 selections.
Hell yeah.
10 might be a little bit easier, but it's almost impossible to create a top 5.
Yeah.
Juvenile.
So is Juvenile in your top 5? Anywhere in there?
In the South. He in the South.
Period.
Yeah.
See, you gotta put him in. You gotta put him in section to put him in there.
But check this out. When I step to this podium and speak my Juvenile piece, I got the fucking songs. I just named 400 Degrees, and then after that, he continued.
Right.
Slow motion with me. He continued to put out dope songs, and girls and guys gravitated towards Juvenile.
He ain't write that though.
Who? Juvie?
Juvie didn't write that.
Slow motion? Who wrote it?
Soldier Slim.
Hey, yo, check it out. This is the Wild Cowboy with a lot of style, boy, the great Sadat X of Brand Nubian, and you're watching The Dribble on Gully TV. That's right, The Dribble on Gully TV with your man, the Wild Cowboy with a lot of style, boy, one of one, the untraceable, no known DNA, punction up to get beat down. Come on, motherfuckers, come on.